In January of 2010, under the leadership of a brave Republican, legislation to expand the medical use of marijuana was introduced.
Marijuana has positively affected hundreds of patients.
And when you see someone who can't move, and they're locked up like this, cannabis alleviates that. It gives some benefit to the patient. I've got artificial hip, I'm a disabled vet, got hurt in Guam, they consider it a line of duty. God bless the VA, they take good care of me. But they can't give me cannabis, they can't even talk about it until you all allow it. They're taking the lead from you, they're waiting for you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to speak to the bill.
I know you're going to. Go ahead.
I beg to differ. I think that if we had we're going to say you can use it, you can sell it on schools. That's what the last bill did. At least that's consistent.
In spite of support by the Republican chairman of the subcommittee, Delegate Bell led the opposition to both reform measures being considered. Outspoken amongst his colleagues, speaking abruptly, and clearly agitated by the large crowd and extensive testimony, Delegate Bell's efforts paid off, as the bills have been tabled for 1 calendar year until next legislative session. At Virginia's 2009 Tea Party rally, Delegate Bell spoke to the eager crowd, promoting liberty and small government.
Like a little rebellion now and then. Collect the taxes they need to pay for that and not a penny more.
Congressman, well, we're taking a parade is what we're calling it. It makes the police feel a little better.
But is he the rabble-rousing Jeffersonian he would lead us to believe? Among his major campaign contributors are Virginia's largest coal, alcohol, and tobacco interests. If Delegate Bell is so interested in small government, why did he uphold the current heavy-handed legislation for small-time marijuana possession? His Republican colleagues looked on with some disbelief as he so vehemently opposed the supporters of the legislation with unbridled fervor.
More than $75 million a year in policing and prosecuting costs.
This bill is a rational approach to drug policy that also happens to be fiscally responsible.
As my colleagues in the Commonwealth last year arrested approximately 20,000 on marijuana charges, that's not simply 1 hour of police time to arrest, because it takes, on average, 10 to 12 vehicle searches to find the baggie of marijuana. So instead of just 20,000 odd hours of our police time on the road, this is taking closer to 200,000. That's the equivalent of roughly 100 police officers in the Commonwealth spend their entire 8, 10, 12-hour shift looking for a Willie Nelson or a Michael Phelps. This reduces your public safety.
I'm sorry, sir? I'm trying to figure out how you're thinking these will make these savings. Police officers are on the beat. Police officers come to court. Police officers in the station. While they're doing that, they enforce the laws that are before them.
Professor, are you asking us to accept these figures as, I mean, they're preposterous, sir. I mean, come on.
Republican colleagues looked on in disbelief as Delegate Bell debated the supporters of the bill with a radical fervor. But even when presented with documented savings in excess of $75 million by a professor of sociology and a former police officer, Delegate Bell proved all too eager to support current law persecuting small-time marijuana users.
Paying court costs, for all I know, it's a wash. It might even make money. I don't know the answer to that. But for you to say that this will somehow create savings for the Commonwealth if this law is passed.
I think the penalty should fit the crime. If it's a crime to use it, it's not a serious crime.
Does Delegate Bell simply lack the vision to understand that not arresting nearly 20,000 people every year could save us money?
Generated 0 calls for service.
zero calls for service of any sort during my 18 years of...
But opposing delegates looking disinterested.
Or is he simply concerned with his political resume as he climbs the ladder towards a more powerful position in the future? If you live in any of the areas shaded in green, Delegate Bell is your representative. Let him know you disagree with sending ill persons to jail just for using medicine that helps. This announcement is brought to you by fellow Virginians in support of fair laws.